spooktacular spot, we'll be having a look at the McDonald's ToyQuest Stretch Screamers. Now these are toys, of course, every spooky spot's always got to do some sort of fast food premium. Instead of doing McNuggets this year, decided to do these these Stretch Screamers. Now, Spot has all of them, though unfortunately there were 2 of them, to my knowledge, that were recalled. Though, even though I have all of them, those 2 are not part of this set. And I think those 2 are extremely rare, that if somebody ever got their hands on them, they would be able to, you'd be able to see them. But unfortunately, they were recalled. But Spot got the rest of them. Spot got all the rest of them, and we're going to open these up and have a look at them. They are dated by... How old are these, Spot? You're looking at 2003. 2003 for these terrifying little delights. First one here, we have some sort of mummy. And I guess reaching off camera. I'm going to grab myself a knife. I got Hank here. Hank's going to join along in this spooktacular review of the Stretch Screamers. I keep wanting to call them silent screamers, but these Stretch Screamers. I'm going to put him down to the side for a second. There should be a pamphlet. I guess this one doesn't come with one. Oh, there it is. Haha, there it is on the back. See, there were originally, what, 8 of them? And Spot's only got 6. So there's your 2. And we'll find out which ones were recalled. It's obviously not this one, because this is the one that we're looking at. But they all do something. Something to stretch and scream. I wonder if it's this guy right here that was recalled, but I know there were 2 of them. To stretch it, indicating on the back of the package. Well, before we look at that, let's actually have a look at the Stretch Screamer. We've got some sort of mummy. The majority of his body is plastic except for his rubbery arms, and then he's got a little face there, which I don't want to give anything away just yet. Really nice detail, though. His legs are a little awkward, although I guess he stands still just fine. Nice coloring, and McDonald's written on the back, ToyQuest 2003. So there's his face, a face only a mother could love. Okay, no, let's not get too scary there, Spot. Apparently, to pull this off, this Stretch Screamer, you're going to take the arms, and you're just going to stretch them. And I guess it's really not so much this arm that does it, but this arm right here. This is the arm that activates the feature. So he can go from, and really they should have packaged him, or maybe they did and he just flipped around. They should have packaged him like this, and then to stretch him, you've got the skeletal, I guess mummified face there, the little mummy face. Pretty neat indeed. Moving along. Woo, let's have a look at what we're looking at here. Let's see, find number 2. We're going to go down the list. That's number 6. Number 2. Here we go. Number 2. Opening up the next bag of Stretch Screamers, not silent screamers, Spot. Gotta get your facts straight. We got some sort of cyborg character. He's kind of neat. I don't know why. I guess he would have had at some point a liquid. Oh, he's got some articulation on him too. Looking at his manual here, the manual included. Well, it looks like you can do one of 2 things. You can press a button on his back, though it doesn't really say what it does. But I can see that there's some sort of blue liquid that would have been originally in the figure. Although in the several years since, was 2003 or 2000, so what, almost, 10 years old. 10 years. The ink or whatever was inside has dried out. But at least he has some articulation in the leg, in the arms, kind of a somewhat robot. So we realize this does nothing. The pushing of the back does absolutely nothing. Let's pull his arm and see what he does. It does not... Oh, okay, you know what all it is? It's just the fact that you can stretch his arm. Spot's sitting there thinking to himself, what is possibly going to flip on this character? No, Spot, he's just got a rubbery arm. So I guess each of them all have a rubber feature. This one just has a rubbery arm that doesn't do anything. The majority of his gimmick would have been in the button. Sadly, no liquid inside. No liquid. Pretty neat, though. Pretty neat. And you know what? Size-wise, they're a pretty good size. I mean, by comparison, there's the 2 of them right there. I mean, they're a pretty big toy. Most McDonald's premiums tend to be a little smaller. Even the ones nowadays seem to be a little smaller. These guys are a good, chunky, spooky size. Moving along to, let's see if we can find 3. Then we got 6, 7, 4. Let's open up number 4 here. So that, I guess, eliminates... I don't really know which one number 3 was, but I guess we'll find out. We'll find out soon enough. We'll do process of elimination. Works for CSI. We'll do it on here as well. And this one actually has some extra plastic. We'll just put that aside too. Rosalita, that's for you. Happy Halloween. And this one's like a creature from the Black Lagoon kind of character. He does have rotation in the legs, which can be more said for him than unlike the other ones. The other ones didn't have that. A nice detail on the face. This one, you take the arms and stretch them. And surprisingly, his gimmick still works. There's absolutely no way to change a battery. I'm assuming there's a battery inside this little critter. But once again, this arm doesn't do anything. This arm really is the gimmick arm. And he lights up. I don't know how much longer he will light up because he is 10 years old. But still pretty cool. Pretty neat indeed. And I guess you can't really rotate the arms, but still pretty neat. I like it. Alright, so let's have a look at number 6. Number 6. Oh, we got the brain guy. Cool. He kind of looks like Krang. Alright, so this guy is some sort of robot. Like get him his face to turn around, or his brain to turn around. Come on, brain. Come on. Well, there's a little button on the front that pushes air into the tube here and allows you to flick the brain around. Could be maybe a cousin of Krang. I don't know if there was supposed to be more liquid and it just has depleted over the amount of time that these have been around, but I guess still pretty neat. He does have still the rubbery arms, though these don't do a gimmick or anything like that. And he does have a rotation in the feet. I like this one. I like this one quite a lot. I don't know I'm trying to think of any villain that kind of does this, where it's this floating head inside a chamber. No, not Mr. Freeze, but that'd be a neat little character. You were making villains. Villain with a floating brain or something that just kind of just moves around. There you go. Pretty neat. I wonder why this guy wasn't recalled. I don't know. Anyways, having a look at number 7. Number 7. Got ourselves a skeleton guy. Spot's making a whole mess on the side. You can't see it. It's pretty terrifying, though. Talking about Halloween, that's pretty terrifying. And this one... Oh, okay, this one just makes noises. So, it's... Does he make noises? Oh, okay. That's all you do. You just... It looks like you just stretch him, and he makes like bone cracking noises. Isn't that delightful? Don't ever do that on a child. If you have a younger brother, don't be going like this. That would hurt. That would hurt quite a bit. Kind of a skeleton warrior. Kind of looks like something you would see from Evil Dead. And I guess you could... You know what? I would put this guy even on my dashboard when I'm driving my car, and he could just kind of wiggle around. I would totally give like $5 to somebody who sat in my car and looked over and said, "Hey, that's a stretch screamer, isn't it, from McDonald's?" What? Yeah, a stretch screamer. Here's $5. Pretty neat, though. I like them. I'm sure if you do this enough, you would eventually just break it right off. But for the meantime, we're going to get enjoyment out of this poor skeleton's pain and suffering. Which then brings us to the last. And again, if I'm looking at my list here, we got the Professor. So I guess the two that got recalled were this one right here with the tongue and Skeleton Guy. Well, maybe Skeleton Guy got recalled because he was a little too scary. I don't know. Or maybe he lit up. And then this guy right here, I'm not sure why he would have been recalled. Who knows? Who really knows? I don't know. I don't know. I guess to some extent somebody should say, well, Spot, you should be paid to know. Well, I don't know. I just have no idea. And lastly, we've got ourselves an evil, mad scientist who's... Ooh, sounds like he's got loose pieces inside. What do you have going on there, sir? Oh, this one apparently you can... Oh, okay, neat. I've just answered my question with the answer. This is kind of like Play-Doh. You squeeze his legs down, like so, and it squeezes and mushes out his brain. Don't worry, the dome will stop it. But you can get some throbbing brain action. And of course he's got the stretchy arms as well. I guess the only one that really didn't have stretchy arms was the skeleton. This part was stretchy to some extent, but it's more his gimmick. All the other ones have rubbery arms. Pretty neat indeed. Pretty neat indeed. Well, let's put these all out so you guys can see them. The mummy still doesn't stand very well. We got the Cyborg mummy. Turn that around. Don't bang the camera, Spot. Brain guy. Creature from the Black Lagoon. Creature from the Black Lagoon, or Creature from Swamp. Skeleton. None of which are going to stand very well. I should have had display stands or something. And lastly, Scientist. Yes, I know Spot's kind of holding them right now. They're not, I don't think they're going to, oh, they're all going to topple over. Oh, well. But these are really fun toys. I could see maybe nowadays kids might find these a little too scary. But back in the day, 2003, which really wasn't that, I guess it was long ago, 10 years ago, these still would have been pretty cool toys to have. Today's spooky spot for 2013, Spot did another fast food Halloween premium. Today we're having a look at stretchy screamers. Stretch screamers. I think I'm just going to spend the rest of the afternoon doing this with the guy's brain. Certainly stay tuned though, guys. Spot's got so many more spooktacular reviews heading to you this October. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Brain.